The messenger said I was to come at once. That's how Jean le Viste is. He expects everyone to do what he says immediately. And I did. I followed the messenger, stopping just briefly to clean my brushes. Commissions from Jean le Viste can mean food on the table for weeks. Only the king says no to Jean le Viste, and I'm certainly no king. On the other hand, how many times have I rushed across the Seine to the Rue de Fort, only to come back again with no commission? It's not that Jean le Viste is a fickle man. On the contrary, he is as sober and hard as his beloved Louis XI once was. Humourless, too. I never jest with him. It's a relief to escape his house to the nearest tavern for a drink and a laugh and a grope to restore my spirits. He knows what he wants. But sometimes, when I come to discuss yet another coat of arms to decorate the chimney, or to paint on his wife's carriage door, or to work into a bit of stained glass for the chapel, people say the Le Viste arms are as common as horse dung. He'll stop suddenly, shake his head and say with a frown, "This is not needed. I should not be thinking about such commonplace matters. Go." And I do, feeling guilty, as if I am to blame for bringing a carriage's decoration to his attention when it was he who called for me. I'd been to the Rue du Fort house half a dozen times before. It's not a place that impresses. Even with all the fields around it, it is built as if it were in the middle of the city, with the rooms long and narrow, the walls too dark, the stables too close. The house always smells of horses. It's the sort of house a family that has bought its way into the court would live in. Grand enough, but poorly placed. Jean le Viste probably thinks he's done well to be given such a place to live, while the court laughs behind his back. He should be living close to the king and Notre Dame, not outside the city walls in the swampy fields around Saint-Germain-des-Prés. When I arrived, the steward took me not to Jean le Viste's private chamber, a map-lined room where he performs duties for court and king as well as private matters, but to the grande salle, where the Le Vistes receive visitors and entertain. I'd never been there. It was a long room, with a large hearth at the opposite end from the door and an oak table down the centre. Apart from a stone coat of arms that hung on the chimney breast and another painted over the door, it was unadorned, though the ceiling was panelled with handsome carved wood. Not so grand, I thought as I looked around. Although shutters had been opened, the fire hadn't been lit and the room was chilly with nothing hung on the walls. "Wait here for my master," the steward said, glaring at me. In this house, people either respected artists or showed their contempt.